3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Legacy Loading. If you're on YouTube, we have another setting here because we're just firing these episodes out 3 in a row, and we got a very special guest, Mr. Drew Cronin.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
The shooter. This
All
is,
the way from Utah.
Yeah, he came here just from Utah for Legacy Loading. I got to stop with that joke. Yeah.
Third time in a row.
But yeah, so he's here for the... Thank you.
There you go.
You came in for the YoungLA party, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fun night.
1 milli.
1 milli, bro.
Was it what you expected in terms of people there and venue and everything?
Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely sweet to meet like Joe Static, people that I looked up to a lot. Because I mean, like a year ago, I had no idea it was gonna be like this. So,
bro, it's been fast.
Yeah.
So I remember when you and Max came to our house. That was like when you first started shooting with Max?
That was my first trip, actually, outside of Utah with him.
That was your first time leaving Utah?
Back in Houston, when you guys went to Houston?
Utah, but with him. Yeah. Like that stuff, yeah.
Damn.
Lots happened in that time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was summer shredding, I believe, actually.
Yeah. Let's take it all the way back. For those who don't know you, who are you? What do you do?
I now kind of show myself as a creative director is what I'd say, but I'm a videographer, editor, looking to start a brand right now, and grew up doing everything working, so I also have my hand in, doing roofs, tiling, all that stuff.
How old are you?
19.
You're 19, so when did you start doing roofing? How old were you then?
Man, okay, so
like 12?
My dad, he's like a real big entrepreneur, like definitely the reason why.
Utah guy?
No, so I grew up in Mississippi, so I gotta take that back. I didn't grow up if I was in Utah, I probably wouldn't be roofing houses and shit. But whenever I was, let's see, I started my first business actually whenever my dad owns a country club in Mississippi, and he had me like doing snow cones. I was like, I want to sell snow cones.
Okay.
Started selling snow cones, then saved up that money, got a lawnmower, upgraded that to a 0-turn. I was doing like 20 yards at 13, 12.
So he had you working young
as
a kid.
Working. I was with him in the car, in the truck, everywhere
You said 13 and 12, you were doing yards?
Yeah, I was like 20-something.
That's good, though. But I feel like that kind of instilled the work ethic that you have now, right?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Did you have a problem with it, or did you enjoy work?
I enjoyed it because it was like my time to spend with my dad, and I'm lucky to have a really good relationship with him, but I just I didn't like school, and I was really into just learning how to do new things because I was like, it'll probably help me later, which is cool thing I noticed at a young age, but
that's a good thing though.
How did you transition into sort of the creative work that you do from more like work like that?
Yeah. What made you pick up the camera?
What made me pick up the camera was, I guess we can go like real deep real quick already, but
we got time, bro.
Hell yeah, dude.
Podcast.
So fire away.
Whenever I was 14, I moved to this new school whenever I was 12, I guess, 5th grade. And then I had a best friend. His name was Liam, and he ended up passing away due to suicide, which sucks. But we were like same birthday, best friends.
Wow.
And whenever he passed away, I kind of like got into a real deep hole. And then I watched this video called Time by Ollie Ritchie, and I had like never seen anything like that. It's just like a travel vlog thing, but it actually was a short form little film type of thing.
On YouTube?
But yeah, on YouTube. And I was like, wow, like that's something I want to do. Like, it made me feel something that I never felt, like just like a joy for life. And from that day on, I like my family's all Mormon, so my sister was on like a Mormon mission, and she left her Canon T3i, I think, something like that.
Yeah, that was my first camera too.
Yeah, it's like the starter, like Walmart.
Yeah, no, literally. Not even a video camera.
Damn, just from watching that video, that's what made you pick that camera.
Yeah, it was literally that video. I remember like sitting there, like I was in my room for like a month straight. I didn't go to school or anything. My parents didn't know what to do because like that doesn't happen usually.
Yeah,
I don't know. But
of course.
That's what like just inspired me so much.
What feeling did you get from that video?
So the basis of the video was like just about time, and it's just like there's no escape from time, I guess, and like things are gonna come and go no matter what. And I kind of got that feeling that like all I can do is not be stuck in time, but like create something that makes people feel the same way that I felt. It was just like a feeling of like everything is gonna be all right. Like things are gonna pass. It's gonna work out.
Of course, yeah. Especially going through something like that, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it and kind of wake up and say why every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a tattoo literally that says, where the fuck is it? Time waits for no one.
Yeah.
And I have an hourglass right here. And that's something I live by too. It's like, there's no right time for anything, bro.
Mm-mm.
The clock is always ticking. Everyone has a date that they're going to die, but we all don't know when it is, you know? And you have to live every day like tomorrow is that day, you know? That's I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, no,
You
it's
gotta
a
send me
great
that.
one. I recommend it to everybody. It's just
So-
Time by Ollie Ritchie.
So
yeah.
that gave you that spark to want to create.
Mm-hmm. Definitely the spark to create and just to like stop, you know, like kind of being the victim. It's like I'd rather be the one to make something, because like if I could make somebody feel the way that I felt whenever I saw that and like change their perspective, then that's the only goal I really have. So
I feel like you're at the point
That's great.
already though where I'm sure you've had people come up to you or send you messages saying, yo, like some of the stuff you've created has really changed my trajectory in life. Like how did that feel when maybe that first person told you that you had an impact just like that video had on you?
dude, it's crazy. Like, I mean, there's a time where I was stuck on, you know, kind of how much I can get from things, how much I can like make stuff for myself. But then once I started having so many of these kids being like, you're the reason why I'm picking up a camera, the reason why I'm, you know, telling my parents I'm going to do this and I'm going to make a way.
Hell yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's where it's like, whoa, like that's my real purpose. It's not just to make the cool videos, but it's like to make that impact for sure.
It's like you're creating shit that causes a feeling that people have. Like they feel something when they watch your video. It's not just like, oh, it's a commercial. Like I'm just looking
Yeah, I
at the
mean, like
shirt.
with your shit too. Like, I mean, I've heard your story a bunch, and like being able to see kids who are in that same situation who aren't even as young, because a lot of people in social media, like they want to get into this shit and they're like 13. But
Yeah.
I mean, you were somebody who was like a little bit older and you're like starting to find your way in life and like the real world. And then I bet that you had that.
No,
same-
dude, it's
Yeah.
weird, bro. Like me and you were with like the camera guys, you know. We're not supposed to be signing shirts and like taking pictures and stuff. Like that's not. And it's kind of this new. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like this new generation, new wave of creators that are also like you can call them influencers who have an influence on people, and it's not just like known for their camera work. It's you as a person.
100%,
And now like
yeah.
stuff like this, like podcasts, this is incredible. People hearing your story now, you know, like we're learning things about you. I didn't know any of this stuff.
That was like the million party you were saying. Like
Yeah.
so many people I'm walking around and they like how do you, like Joe Static, that was the perfect example. Joe Static was like, oh, you're the guy that does the like and I was like, oh shit, like,
He does that
like,
shit.
you know who I am, like
Yeah.
that's Joe Static.
Bro, like
You'd be surprised how many people see your stuff. Like, like we were talking with Jay, and Jay, like, he watches everyone's content. Like, he knows what people do and where they're from, and like, you wouldn't think about that. Like, that's 4-time Mr. Olympia, but like, he consumes the content.
yeah, he's like tapped in. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
I love your story construction. I'm like, what? Like when he first said that to me, I remember I was like, dude, Jay Cutler like knows about my life,
But only
Like,
because you
how-
put it
like,
out there, dude. Like, so
that's
many
the
people
thing.
are so scared, or they're like, nobody cares about my story, bro. But like, people do.
But
You
bro,
just got to
that's-
put it out there.
Exactly. Like what made you finally feel like maybe people want to know more about me? Maybe people want to see what I create. What gave you that spark to start?
So I have like a kind of an interesting way of like how I got into this and then talk about it is with like TikTok. So whenever I was like 15, I first moved to Utah from Mississippi, and then I blew up on TikTok, and it was like just based off of my looks. Like you know how that goes.
Yeah, but
So-
that's okay. You know, that's
yeah,
what
no,
TikTok is.
100%. But then coming from that into like the creative realm, then it was dope because like the whole time I'd been like, I want people to know me for my video work, and I'd post a picture of my like mullet, it gets 2 million views, and then I post a video that I make, and then I don't get
Dude, okay,
shit as a response.
That's I really want to touch on that, because that is, I feel like that's a piece that people don't really talk about, where you know, you are a creative, you enjoy the creative process, but like you said, there's a look or there's a certain thing that gets people to your page. Like, how does that feel when like, yeah, like just you said, you post a picture of your look, or a video of your look, and you get a whole bunch of interactions, and then like you post like what you're passionate about, and then maybe you don't get as much because it's not as viral or whatever it is. Like, how does that feel, and how do you stay on the path?
It was like a big struggle for me because I'm like, okay, let's fix the problem. How can I make it work? Like, how can I make people value my work? So what I did is I kept posting the same stuff on TikTok. I started moving a little bit into more lifestyle stuff, what I do in a day. And then my goal was to get people on my Instagram, and the people who go to my Instagram from my TikTok are loyal enough to see that. And then once they get there, they'll see my work. And then I'll try and interact with everybody who comments on my stuff as much as possible. And then hopefully they'll stick around. And that's how I kind of went. And then it's worked from that point.
And now you developed, obviously you have your website now, you sell your ass, and it's all connected, bro. It's all, the more people you bring in to see your shit, the more people that want to create shit like you create. 100%. So it's like, hey, buy my LUTs, and you could have the same look. And it's smart, bro. And the fact that you're doing this young is insane, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, sweet.
I wanna know your perspective of the future. So I'm 27, so to me, like, I still feel like I'm young. I have a lot of developing to do, but
now we're old as fuck.
You're a lot younger, and you sort of like you're seeing a lot of success relatively early in your career. How from your perspective do you see like even 20 years in the future? Like, do you even think about that, or are you just worried about what's going on right now?
I feel like I definitely, my worst points in life is whenever I think too far in the future, like too far in the future, that's anxiety, too far in the past, that's depression. So I try and stay like 5 years. I have 5-year goals, and they change all the time, but I write them down so I have a vision of something. But I more just have like, okay, the next 3 days, what can I do to make this goal in 5 years happen? Instead of thinking like, okay, I need to get there in 5 years. I need to get there in 5 years. Because then you're stressed about it. But it's like, if you do the small steps every day that lead to it, then you aren't worrying about that, and you're constantly progressing.
What are some of those things that you've written down for 3 to 5 years?
So one thing I want to do is I want to actually have him. I can pull up my phone really quick because.
Nah, he's got him on.
Yeah, I got
him on my deck. This is wallpaper.
I got that year in preview. That's what I call it. But
year in preview, like the
so
year
it's like
preview.
Next 5 years. Notion
is. You guys can't see this, but he literally has a fucking list.
Things I want to accomplish this year.
His year in preview.
So you're checking these things off as they're going along.
Wow.
Yeah,
sick.
That's incredible.
And it's small things from like my first tattoo to moving into an apartment.
Oh, so it's not all like these crazy goals. It's just kind of
just little things that lead me to these big goals that I have.
Hell yeah, bro.
Next 5 years, I got purchase and rent out a lift studio in Ryse, own a studio for videography and book it out, sell a production course, buy 2 pieces of property, and just help influence more people.
Very cool.
Dude, these are huge goals for a 19-year-old. But the fact that you're thinking about that now is because I think you know what you're capable of. I think that's what separates you. You know you're going to be able to buy property someday. You know you're going to be able to have a studio someday.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
Bro, at 19, that is just so impressive, bro. For real.
Thank you.
I'm 26, and I feel like just recently I started realizing how much more I want out of my life. You know, I'm very proud of where I got to, but it's like, dude, let's fucking take it up a notch. Let's really be successful. Let's really get that freedom, financial freedom, like freedom to travel when I want, buy things that I need. Like, that's the goal.
I think people underestimate how much can be accomplished in a short amount of time.
Yeah,
like, and like you said, all these goals are always changing. So like, let's say you accomplish all those things in the next year and a half.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you have that next goal. And so making these big goals for yourself, like, you have to set the bar somewhere, because you set it too low for yourself. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice by not allowing yourself to think about your like what your life could be in these large grand goals.
Well, we did a lot in 2 years in Houston, right?
Not even 2 years.
And like when we first got there, we definitely had goals for ourselves, but
like we didn't think about podcasts or anything at the time.
Did the goals and like went 7 times past them. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, holy shit! Now what? Right. We fucking not only did we accomplish our goals, we accomplished things that we didn't even think were possible.
Wait, so how long have you been doing the podcast?
March of 2022 is when we started.
See, like, that's crazy. Like, if you think about it from an outside perspective, like, you already got Jay Cutler, like, Joe Steggs. Y'all did that in the past 2 days.
Yeah. But like that's
less than it.
But that came from these little things we did over time, these little relationships we made, and it's all like connect the dots type of thing, and it led us to sit down with Jay Cutler, for him to want to do our pod, to him to know us, to him to respect us enough to be like, hey, those guys, I like those guys. I'll do their pod.
That's what I really like about the field and the industry that we're in too, is everyone or most people are willing to come and to sit down and
Of course,
give their
yeah.
time like that, which is really, I don't know, really admirable, and it's really dope. Do you enjoy, for the most part, working in the industry that you're in, or do you feel like you want to branch out?
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of the stuff that's more up in the air with my like goals in the future, because I know what they are, I just don't really write them down because I don't want to restrict myself with that. But like fitness is sick. It's so cool. It's definitely like a big part of my life. Like working out changed my life for sure. It helped me a lot with things in my head. But like having fitness is cool, but it's like once I get to the top of something, like I reach what I feel like is the top, then I kind of want to expand to something different. So
Yeah.
like my main first thing that got me inspired, besides like that video I was talking about, was like concert tour recaps. Like I really want to get into tour recaps. I want to like go with an artist on tour at some point. Just stuff like that, do music videos. Like I want to conquer as many different parts of creative production as possible. Like, yeah.
Do you feel like fitness content is almost too easy for you? Not easy. Actually, I take it back.
Yeah.
Not fitness content, but like YoungLA content, for instance. Do you feel like it's almost simple?
Like,
Saying like
in a way?
like one dimensional.
yeah.
Because bro, you go to like, I saw your NLE Choppa recap, like shit like that. Not everyone could do that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying everyone
100%.
could make a YoungLA reel, but everyone could like promote clothes and stuff like that. But to do something very specific, like a show recap where you're like on stage and you're in the crowd, and that's hard. You know what I'm saying? But do you look at the stuff you do now as kind of simple work for you?
I'll say that every reel that I've done, I do in a night, and like one night max for every video that I've done for reels. And so that's where I'm like, I've been thinking a lot. If I spent 2 weeks on one project,
Every video you make, you just do it in one night.
one night, everything, vlogs, Max's vlogs, one night.
Once you get started, you don't stop. I'm the same way.
I
It's
don't
like
stop.
you can't. I
That's
can't
insane.
stop. Like it's once the ball's rolling, you don't want to lose that. Like your brain's in motion.
Momentum.
You can't-
100%. It's that
you
flow
know?
state.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Damn, that's not a bad thing though.
No, it's not.
Like a lot of people be like, oh, you work too fast, or like, don't rush it. But I'm like, I'm not rushing it. I'm giving it all my effort. I just do it. Once I started, I want to finish it. That same flow state that I'm in.
And with that, for like simplicity though, it's like you got to learn that side of it too, because now I can go to any brand, I can be like, okay, I can do 4 videos for you in 4 days. Like I could do that, where it's like I have that work ethic of spitting out quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to expand. I feel like everything that I go on in the future will just be a longer time than spending on projects.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys, they'll look at it like, oh, if I tell them I need 8 days, I seem more professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 weeks and like 2 revisions. I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Like, no, that's not. That's actually that's the worst thing to do. You look unprofessional.
Well, it's like these concerts. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, so NLE, for example, that one I was shooting for the guy who was the manager of him or something like that. Oh, no, the venue. And so with that, it's like if I want NLE to see that, like there's 10 other videographers in the crowd trying to get the same stuff to him. It's like if I can kick that around high quality in a day, that shows something far different from these guys who take like, oh, I need my time. It's like NLE doesn't care about your time.
He wants to post the next day.
He wants to post,
No, but yeah, that's how you separate yourself as a creator. A concert's actually a perfect example of that, right? When you go to Rolling Loud, when you see all these, there's fucking 30 guys with cameras, right? They're all shooting the same subject.
Yeah.
But they all have 30 different looks, 30 different photo styles, 30 different videos that come out. And that's how you have to separate yourself. A concert's a good example of that, because you're literally all shooting the same fucking thing, but everyone's going to make a different project. And for you to be able to turn it over in a night and do what you do with the video, like that's what separates you. That's what all creators need to understand, right? You could give us all the same fucking camera, give us all the same model, but it's what you can create, how you connect with the person you're shooting, like how you are as a person on set and all that. Like that all that comes into play. It's not just about your fucking trying to make the coolest video. Like, no, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more of you as a person.
It's relationships. Like relationships is what builds that
networking,
shit.
relationships. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to have a personality to build a relationship.
Of course. Those concerts and stuff. Do you ever get to chop it up with the artists after?
Yeah. I got to chop it up with a few. One of them, the coolest one was Sullivan. Do you know Sullivan? I'm pretty sure it's Sullivan King. I might be wrong. He's
Not
big
sure.
EDM artist.
Oh, no.
I shot his Halloween thing, and that was crazy. Have you ever done on-site work, by the way? I've never done that. Like, where you shoot and edit at the like same time.
Oh, at the place?
You
Well,
should have just do that anyways sometimes.
YoungLA, I guess, like you could say,
Like video, like let's say you shoot it right then, you have a video, you have to have it done in like 30 minutes.
oh, nah, that's crazy.
Dude, it's the craziest shit I've ever
But
done.
it's, I also feel like that
kinda
pressure
sick.
could kind of be like adrenaline
It's
rush.
a challenge,
Yeah.
man, because you're like, you have to have it
What's
done.
an example of something?
When'd you have to do that?
So I did it for this little music festival at the Great Salty Air in Utah, and that was like, it was a EDM type concert thing. But then, yeah, it was basically I shot, and then that artist had to have their stuff done to post in an hour after their set's done.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically shoot the artist, go straight into the back room, have your Mac plug it in, transfer the files, boom, boom, boom.
What was
done.
the consequence if you didn't get it done? Was that like
Yeah.
part of the
Hired.
was that like part of the deal?
I don't know, man. I did.
got it done.
I don't know. I got it done.
You're late? Damn.
No
That's fucking
questions
crazy.
asked. That's like that actually ties into my question. Like, what was the first time you got paid, or a moment where you realized, oh, I can make a living from this?
I remember this. This was actually really cool too, because I was in 7th grade.
Shit.
So
I was fucking drawing in coloring books and shit.
that was cool.
That I was like 11 years old. God damn.
Wait, what am I talking about? No, take that back.
So I went to this private school like 5th to 9th grade, and it's kind of a cool story because it's my uncle was the head coach of the basketball team, and they're a private school who's never gotten into the semifinals or the championship game in like ever 70 years. They've never gotten into it.
Nice.
And, yeah, like they're the killers at the tennis, the golf, like the private school shit. But yeah, so then they're called St. Andrews, and my uncle he's deaf. and he
Wait,
was,
St. Andrews, where is that?
Mississippi.
Oh,
They have a
okay,
different something like London or something.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was there, and then my uncle comes in. He transforms the whole team. They end up getting to the championship for the first time ever, and he'd only been there for 2 years, and so transformed the whole thing. And then I brought my Sony A6300 that I just got because I had the T3i for like
That was your first like big camera
first
purchase?
big camera,
Okay.
yeah, first big purchase. And so I took that to the semifinals game, and I like just shot from the court side. I was running down, like getting yelled at around the like stuff. So I then came back, edited it that night, and then I went to this like auditorium room where everyone hangs out. And because basically my private school was like 5th through 12th was in the same school. So I ended up getting like all the teammates together, and I was like, yo, watch this. And I put on my laptop. That was one of the coolest moments of my life because I had everyone on the basketball team. I'm a little
Going
7th
crazy.
grader. I played the video, and then everyone's like, oh shit, like, whoa, no. and then they're like, you gotta do one tomorrow. Like, you gotta come to the championship like next week and stuff.
That's it.
And so then I talked to the school. My uncle got me connected
school
with
paid
them.
you?
The school paid me.
No.
Yeah,
Damn.
$400, bro. I was like,
That's insane,
That was
actually.
7th grader,
I
bro?
was a
Bro.
7th
Go to
grader.
strip club after that.
Yeah,
dude.
that's what I'm
400.
saying, bro. Crazy.
Bro, that's
That's
actually
sick.
insane.
It's
400
really
at
cool.
like your first few videos?
Yeah. And
Damn.
dude, that
Do you
was
still have the
tough,
video
though.
somewhere? Is it on YouTube or something?
I have they won the championship the next 2 years later.
Okay.
It's because of the
again.
video, bro. They're like,
And
oh, we gotta go crazy.
They flew
Drew's
me
recording.
back though. They flew me in to shoot it.
sick.
That was a
So
cool ass
sick.
video.
Yeah, but
That was
that's
on
see,
YouTube.
like that's the thing that you needed. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn,
yeah.
because you see the reaction people get.
It's just the recognition.
That's something I love
man.
too.
Yeah.
When I first like got started making like gym edits for people back home, like them texting me like, bro,
It's
this
the
is
best
like,
feeling, man.
I'm just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like it's just you can't explain that feeling. Like creators understand. Like when you send work and like, it's almost like your client they're just like pouring their heart out. Like, dude, this is sick. I can't wait to post it. And then they're sharing with their friends, and it's just like the most rewarding feeling ever. And then it makes you your next shoot want to go even harder and harder. And just it's just that's insane. That's a great story, bro.
Yeah, that's
Seriously,
That's really.
that is a
cool.
really good
Yeah,
story.
Sweet.
So you pretty much go ahead. What do
No, I
you
was gonna. I just want to talk about. I'm gonna little transition here, but what's your day to day look like?
My day to day, I've had like really structured stuff. I always change. That's my number one thing. Everyone says you need to be in routine. I think you need to change like every 2 weeks to a month, change your schedule, but stick to the same one.
Dude, yes.
I will say that.
I'll get into that.
Because I've tried that shit. Like I did 75 hard. That's whenever I first moved out. I graduated early high school and then I moved out and then I did 75 hard to start off. So I'd be like disciplined. That was sweet. Can't do it again really because of how much work I really have now. But
that shit was hard.
Like 5 a.m. I'd wake up every single day.
And
that shit was hard. Did you do it?
No, that shit's hard.
Have you done it?
I've done preps before, but
yeah, preps probably harder, honestly.
Yeah, it's more than 75 days.
75 hard is tough because like if you fuck up, you gotta start over.
Yeah,
like, there's no fucking.
Bro, I like what you're saying. I listened to a podcast yesterday. It's like all the successful people in the world, right? Like there's people that say like you have to wake up at 5 a.m. Like there's millionaires that wake up at 11, at 12. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no actual structure to being successful. There's no like perfect blueprint that you have to follow. Like who says you need to take a cold shower? Like no. Like, yeah, maybe that guy takes cold showers, but I like warm showers. I'm still successful. And it's like I like how you said you could change up your structure and your routine. It keeps you away from that comfortability.
100%. So, it's really the comfortability.
Yeah.
I think that's
so right now, what's your day-to-day look like?
Right now, my day-to-day is I'm trying to wake up earlier again, but lately it's been I go to sleep at about like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I'll wake up around 11, and then I'll usually wake up first thing, go to the gym. I just got a bike, so I've been riding my bike to the gym. That's great. And then besides that, I'm mostly editing. I have a task list basically for each day, and then I'll just throw everything in. Every day is different though. I try to like spend some time learning a new skill with editing, and then I'll try and like do a brand deal I have to do, like call people, get in contacts for different videos. Sometimes I'll email managers trying to get shots try to get shoots that I want to do.
So you're still hustling, trying to get work, even though you're pretty busy.
Every day.
Reaching out to brands and managers.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Does it feel like work, or do you feel like you're just doing what you love?
Dude, if I get stagnant, I just get sad. Like that's just how it works.
Yeah.
So like as much as I hustle, the happier I am. Like
yeah. Have you found yourself in a creative rut lately? In the last year, have you ever had like a
honestly
stop?
No. I don't really think I have. I've had like it's more of whenever I start a video, almost every time I start a video, I'm like, I don't feel like I got enough footage. Like, I don't know if this is going to look as sick as the last one. But then at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, this is fired.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It ties in to the question I was going to ask is like, so you've started when you were pretty young. You started seeing at least moderate success at a young age. Do you, like, what's like a significant low point that you've run into in the past 5 years with creatively speaking?
5 years, the first one that comes to mind is like this has nothing to do like with against my ex at all or anything, but I'd been with a girl for so long, and there's a moment whenever I just was kind of finding myself like it's hard to balance relationships and work. It really is.
Yes, very.
And with like creativity and videos and stuff, it's like I wanted to kind of put all my time into her and like everything that just to make her happy, where it's like I felt like I was limiting my potential, which is just such a hard balance because like I don't like if you're watching this, don't we're still great. She's an awesome person, but she's like the best. But no, it's just that's where it's hard to balance stuff like that. But yeah.
Bro, as a creator specifically, I would say I could relate because that's how my last relationship back in New York, it kind of ended almost because of that, you know, like the not having enough time, not making enough time, always working, always doing this and that. But bro, what we do requires hours, you know what I'm saying? Like when I get home from a shoot, I'm clocking in again to go edit, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I'm home, I'm gonna go relax.
Right.
Like, no, like you're about to go work more. And it's hard I love my girlfriend to death, like we live together and she understands that, you know? But I could relate to you in my past relationship where it's like I'd be with her and I'm like, shit, I wish I was fucking editing that video. I wish I was learning something. Not in a bad way.
It's crazy.
It's not.
It sounds crazy to say, but you know what I mean? Where it's like, especially if you have a project that you have to work on, but you're like doing something like going to the movies, you're like, fuck, I really gotta be in that video.
It's just also, mine was just a volatile point of life, because mine is wherever it was senior year for me.
Okay.
And that's where I'm like, okay, I'm like kind of nervous. Like, I'm not going to be able to balance this. And like, this is not hurdle. It's just completely in my own
dude,
head.
I get it, bro. Seriously.
Yeah.
This is like what, a year and a half ago or something like that?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago. Too.
Do you find yourself putting a guard up now for relationships?
Yeah, man, we get itty gritty now.
Oh,
no, I got you though.
Shit.
Yeah, no, putting on my guard, that's definitely, it is a thing. Like, because I know my potential now, and I'm so confident in myself, and I wasn't as confident as I was like 2 years ago at all. And so now I know my potential, I know my confidence, I know I could do what I want to do, and then it does, like, it kind of scares me a little bit that I'll fall into the trap of like putting everything into somebody and then losing myself in that process, you know.
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel that, bro. It's tough, but
But love is beautiful, man.
that's the thing, bro. You know, like, I'm in love right now. I love it, you know.
Yeah.
But I could also say negative things about like past relationships and shit. You know, like not in that way, but like it can derail you for sure from getting to where you want to be. But also, it can make you into a better person.
Yeah.
And make you a better person in your workplace and with your creativity and stuff like that. So it's a double-edged sword, bro. There's no right or wrong.
100%,
You know?
there isn't.
It's the person.
Yeah.
What I was gonna ask you, what was the first time someone like reached out to you like about your work or like recognized you for your work? And how'd that feel?
I'm trying to think. I kind of like always had a few people. I guess it'd be my parents for sure. I have like really supportive parents, and my mom for sure. Like every video I made my first video. It's on my YouTube. It's called Time, and it's based off that video that I was telling you about. But if you want to like sneak peek into my past life, wherever I lived in Mississippi, like that is every day of me living type of stuff. But whenever I showed my mom that and then my grandma that's what it was. They both like just started crying, and they still watch it like every day.
That's crazy.
And, yeah, like
That's
they'll tell me all the time, like, I love that. It's just a blast into the past. It's the most emotional video I've ever made. It was my first one, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old were you, or how long ago did you make that move from your home state to where you are now?
2019, January 1st.
And so you were what, like 17?
I think it was 15 actually, something like that.
15's crazy.
You left home at 15.
Yeah. Well, I moved with my family, but
okay.
I moved from Mississippi, so big jump. But
Damn, bro, that's insane. I do want to transition now into. I know a lot of people probably recognize you now from filming Max's videos.
yeah.
How did that relationship come about?
So
Max Taylor, by the way, if you guys don't know.
Yeah, Max Taylor. He's the man. 100%, one of the greatest people in my life. But I was at the gym, and I just moved out. I was like 3 months into working for this media company, and I just felt kind of limited with that. And I was like looking for something to get me out of it. And props to that media company. They did teach me a lot about the business side. It was great. But I went to the gym. I was working out at Vasa. I saw him at the gym. A bunch of people were trying to like take pictures with him, and I was like, "Who is this?" I didn't even know who he was. I was like, "Who is this dude?" So I asked somebody, saw him, and then I kind of plotted a little bit. Like first week, I introduced myself, said what's up. Week later, I was like, "Yo, I saw like you stopped posting your vlogs. Like I found the problem." And he was like, "Yeah, my editor. He just like, I kind of looking for something different is all." And I was like, "Word." So like, do you want to try something? And then the first time we shot was like a week later. I remember he was like tripping because I would run 70 feet. If you ever see me shoot, bro, I'm like running 70 feet away with the zoom lens, then changing it, going like 5 feet away from him. Then I'm up in his face.
Combat exercise.
Yeah. And he's like, "What is this dude doing?"
But then you see the final product.
Yeah,
like,
and then he was like, "Holy shit."
it.
So yeah,
So that was
that's
it.
how
After that one video, he was like, "All right, let's work."
Yeah, no, it was literally that one video, and he was like, because he tells me that all the time. He was like, "I was so surprised because I was not thinking you were doing shit, like running around."
That's a good lesson to a lot of guys watching. Like, so you approached him, kind of like said, "Hey, I could do this for you. I could solve these problems.
Find the problem.
Let me show you my value." Was it free the first shoot?
The first one I tried to tell him for free, and then he threw me like $200 or something.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yes.
Dude,
But I offered it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Everything I've done first time usually try to been free.
Yeah.
But look at that. Look at where you are now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
would have never expected
offering
it.
free work, bro. Like, you never know what doors can open. Like, starting a podcast, like anything. Just like fucking try. You literally never know. And now, obviously, Max opened this door now for YoungLA for you, right?
Yeah.
And did you know of YoungLA? Did you know of the athletes like Sush? Do you know any of these guys?
I knew Sush because my buddy would always watch him before we went to the gym. We would like be chilling, eating
Put on
chicken and
YouTube
rice,
video.
throw on the YouTube video. Yeah.
Fire.
So you weren't? Would you say you weren't very tapped in with like the fitness influencers and stuff
I wasn't
like that?
tapped into it. I mean, I like started lifting myself, but the only people that I watched were like people not even involved with, you know, like, do you know? Actually, I don't even remember. Just like I would watch Instagram videos of the guys who'd post the 3x12s like in a collection, but I wasn't tapped into it. Nah.
That's crazy, bro. And now you're fucking like working with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
What
crazy.
creator do you draw the most inspiration from?
Most inspiration. I have a few guys. Flint Tanquery. He's one guy. Mason Prendergast. A lot of guys who they're more tapped into the music scene or like the outdoor type of fast-paced stuff for like Tacomas and like stuff like that.
Sick. Do you have any interest in filming shit like
yeah,
that?
like I'm down to do that too. I had somebody reach out to me saying they wanted me to do like some off-roading stuff, but
Sick.
that stuff would be really cool.
Yeah.
Like brands like that.
what do you call that type of editing? You know, I like. I'm sure you know it is, but like when you just throw a bunch of fucking clips together.
Like my type of style. Is
Yeah,
what you
like
mean?
it's the style that I've seen a lot like over the years, but I never. Is that all your footage, or is that footage you're getting from somewhere else and you're editing it, or?
Everything lately has been all my footage. I used to edit videos off of YouTube and throw them in and do stuff, but everything now is like all mostly my own.
Because I used to love watching like the Jay Alvarez type travel content.
Yeah, those
like
are sweet.
Because he kind of, I would say, he started that whole like the drone footage and the beat drops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that shit's sick.
Him and Sam Coulter for sure.
Oh, Sam Coulter.
Sam Coulter's just
fucking legend, bro.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. Who's a dream artist that you want to shoot?
Dream artist. J. Cole. My dream would be to shoot Dreamville's music festival. I think I wrote that down in like my next 5 too. But
Sick.
Dreamville Music Festival. That one in Chicago, I think, is where it normally is, or it might be New York, but that would be sweet because that's like all my like Jid, J. Cole, everyone on Dreamville. Yeah, that's
fire. Are you a Cole Bennett fan?
I am. I don't know. I didn't really tap into him too much. He doesn't like really. I want to say that he doesn't like really inspire. Like there's a lot of other people who that kind of I like to draw attention from and draw creativity from. But he's crazy though. Like his story is dope. The way that he like built it up from just a little festival thing that he was throwing together in the little concert.
Because when you introduce yourself, you said you're a creative director.
Also. Yeah, I definitely would say like creative director.
Do you see yourself ever stepping away from the camera, actually filming, and just being more of the vision and the director and the guy on set saying like get this shot?
That's what I want to do later, but for sure now like I like doing everything myself.
Yeah.
Do you have any interest in like longer form content, or do you sort of like the kind of content you do now?
That's my last goal, actually. My last goal for life. This is my favorite one. 100%. This is the coolest.
Skipping to the end of life.
This is literally the last thing I want to do before I die. Is like a lot of people want to write a book, you know, stuff like that. I want to do a autobiography self-documentary. Like I want to get all of my footage because I save everything from the first video I shot, first clips. If I could throw all of that together and make my whole life story that I make myself, I narrate myself.
Yeah.
Like that would be my end goal.
That's badass. Because that'll be there forever.
Yeah.
Like people can draw inspiration from that 50 years after you've passed.
And it's exactly how I want it, you know?
I like that.
Yeah.
You're the one in charge, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see yourself bringing on more people to your team? Do you ever want to develop a team around you?
Yeah, I kind of like just having like people that I work with and like getting all the different, like not being stuck with one person, but like if I shoot with you today, like I learn how you shoot, and then whenever I'm around, I'm like, oh, like you want to hop in, help me out with this? Yeah. That's kind of how I am right now, but at some point I feel like I will want to have like a team because the more, you know, they say like 2 minds make a third person.
Oh yeah, you can only go so far by yourself. That's something I learned along the way, you know, and I became a better shooter, editor, everything when I started connecting with more people and working with more people.
Is there any piece of advice that you received that resonates with you a lot that you continue to think about?
My dad, he said it every day whenever I was a kid. It's your attitude determines your altitude.
That's a fucking good one.
Yeah, attitude determines altitude.
Sometimes I'll check myself, like if I'm if I'm in my head like, damn, I'm having a bad day, or like why this happened, or why am I not seeing this result? Like it's all because of me. Like it starts with me and ends with me. Like my attitude for the day sets the tone for the day. How I wake up, the mood I'm in. People. That's why like when someone, if my girlfriend's in a bad mood, I check her. You know, I'm like, hey, like come on, like what's wrong? You know, because you're affecting me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's energy. It's like
that's crazy.
No, 100%.
That's crazy because I was talking to,
you know what I mean?
to my friend on the phone last night, and she was just venting about the day. Like she's like, I haven't been able to vent to anyone, so I'm venting to you. But I was a little bit high at the same time, so I was just absorbing all this negativity, and like it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah,
but I could just feel like I don't want to be on this phone, not because I don't support
bro.
her or anything, but I'm just like I don't want this right now.
Dude,
so I literally
exactly,
said,
bro.
I'm sorry if she's watching this. I was like, I'm going to bed, and I wasn't going to bed, but I was just like, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't deal with this at the moment,
yeah,
but it affects you, man. It affects me.
Look at someone like Joe Aesthetics, right? Fucking ball of energy, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you're with him, you feel better.
Yeah.
You're happier. Like you want to be that person for other people. If you're in a fucking bad mood, don't fucking bring it into the office. Don't bring it into a shoot. Like, trust me. Like, you want to check yourself. Like, step back and like, how could all right, I feel like this is because this way. How do I fix it?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, I don't know. That's my mentality. Is like even if I'm having a like not so great a day, like I still try to put out positive energy because that's what I'll receive back, and like that's gonna help me have a better day. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I always think that even if it's a little bit like you're ignoring some of the negative stuff, I always try to like continue to put out positivity if I can.
I want to transition back into the video stuff. Where do you think you developed your style? Because I think you definitely made your own style for sure.
Yeah, this is a tip that's going to take people a long way. This is like my secret tip. So how I found my shit, how I found my style was literally is what I would do is I would see everybody trying to do the same person. So, I mean, the same thing as another person. Like Sam Colder is the prime example because that's where I was whenever I started editing was like the Sam Colder montages. And so everybody has the orange and teal. Everybody has the same thing. And what I started doing is instead of like trying to make something like another person is what I would do is I'd go to like 3 different creators. One of them was like Montana is Not Real. She does tour recaps, stuff like this. I would take their clips because I couldn't shoot anything in Mississippi. There's you say there's not shit from your hometown. I'm like, there's actually not shit. Okay.
You're like, bro, New York, I'd fucking do anything.
There's a river, right? There's a big river.
One river, and it's dirty. You don't swim in that. You do not swim in that. But what I would do is I would take these videos, I'd download them, YouTube to MP4. I'd go frame by frame. I would go, okay, how did they do this transition? I would tap, frame. I'd see how it works. And then I just try to replicate it. And then I do that from like 4 different people, a bunch of different videos. And I try and just recreate little things. And I like download a music video, for example, take 2 shots and then try and edit it the same way that this person did it in their video. And then slowly I just would build and build and build. And then I'd have all these things that made my own style. Yeah. It's not like taking from one, but it's taking inspiration from a bunch. Like, what do they call that? Reverse engineering it, and then trying to make it my own.
You would download a YouTube, like a music video or something, and go frame by frame to see how transitions work.
Yeah, I would tap because in Premiere, you could boom, 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 boom.
Final Cut, bro.
No, but that's some like obsessive behavior, and it's fucking sick.
Yeah,
I love that. It's not just cool. Like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm gonna see how I can replicate it. You're literally going frame by frame to see exactly how it worked. That's fucking dope, man.
That's insane.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, what I would say. If you're like starting out, definitely just like watch other people's videos, download it, go frame by frame, but just don't try and copy that shit. Just try and make it your own.
Like something specific, like masking.
Yeah,
you do masking. A lot, right? Like where would you say that you first initially learned how to mask?
Literally just tutorials. I would spend like people whenever that's the only thing that kind of annoys me is whenever people are like, how do you do this? And I'm like, look, man, you have the same tools that I had.
Yeah.
I don't say that like I'm very respectful with my DMs and everything, but sometimes in the back of my head I'm like, look, man, I did this shit with no help. Yeah. Like you can do it too. It just takes time. Just the YouTube and Reddit. That's all.
What do you feel about people copying your style?
I think it's cool.
You can see it a lot now.
I mean, honestly, it's just like if I think bad about it, then it's just gonna bring me down. But I think it's cool to have an impact like that, but whenever I have the chance to tell people, I'll be like, look, man, you shouldn't always copy people. Like, you can try and find your own style, and it'll take you a lot further than trying to be somebody else.
Yeah.
Get inspired, but don't copy.
And like, the main thing is it makes me elevate to a higher point, because I'm like, I can't let somebody catch up to me. Like, I gotta keep up.
Like, oh, this shit's too easy.
Especially if you want this to be a career, you want longevity in anything you do, is you've got to figure out a way to make it your own, so it doesn't like we talk about, it doesn't feel like work if you're just behaving like you normally would, or you're editing the way you want to.
Yeah.
If you're trying to replicate something, it's, you know, and it's not, doesn't come natural, it's going to be hard for you to maintain that for a long period of time. What kind of kid were you in high school? Did you feel like did you feel different, or were you just kind of, did you fit in? Like,
yeah, I was definitely like kind of an outcast. Like, I rolled with everybody that was cool. I usually hung out with people older than me, but there was always a stigma because I like wore what I wanted to wear. I lived in Mississippi, so you wear, I mean, I was back on the skinny jeans and shit back there, but I'd be like skinny jeans, paint my nails, like you get like, you know, F word. I can't say that, but like they call you gay and stuff, like all that stuff, and it's like, dude, I'm literally just, I think it looks cool. Like, there's nothing more to it.
Yeah.
Just expressing.
And the tattoos. What made you start getting the tats?
The tattoos, I always wanted them, and then I pulled the trigger on one, and then I ended up getting 3 that day. And I'm like,
it's addicting, bro.
Because it's art, dude. It's art on your body. Like,
Do you have any guns?
Yeah, I do. It's actually up here, but I gotta.
Shout out Joe Aesthetics.
It's pretty sick though, because look, so what I got is I got a gun, but it has a bullet. That goes backwards, and it's to represent karma. I had that thought at like 3 a.m.
So would you say your tats all have meaning, or some of them are just art?
All of them except for the katana. The katana is just cool.
What does notepad mean?
So this is the video that I made the last summer of high school, basically, and it was like the time that I went through a lot of big changes and stuff, and it like put me back on track with what I want to do with life, and I titled that video Notepad.
Sick.
And so it's the same title as that video.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
What advice do you have? Because I feel like you base a lot of everything you do around time and like managing time and using it correctly. What is your advice to the people listening? Like, what's the best way to get the best out of your time?
Instead of analyzing other people's life, analyze the situation that you're in, and then just try and see how you can maximize every moment of it. Like, if you are living in a place or something where you feel like there's not much you could do, like I was in Mississippi, then what can you do? You can like reverse engineer the videos. You can try and learn to edit. You try and do remote work. You can hit up brands that are in other cities. It's like everywhere you are, there's a situation that could bring you to the top. It's just like you have to take advantage of it. That's all.
That's great advice.
You gotta not be afraid of being rejected or even ignored.
Yeah.
Because if you reach out to 100 people and 98 people don't respond to you, well, those 2 people are opportunities that you didn't have before. So just being okay with rejection. And I think that's a big thing that people are scared of. They're afraid to reach out to like a Max at the gym. They're afraid to even say, hey, I edit, because maybe they're not super confident in themselves. But like you had that, and you were just like, I know I can do this.
That's good, bro. Has being Mormon ever affected anything with work or? I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know much about.
Yeah, so I'm not really Mormon anymore. I'd say, like, I don't go to church. I'm not a member, really. My records are still in the church. But I just grew up with great Mormon family, and I know how there's a lot of stigma against the religion, and religion is very separate from the people. But at the base of the church, it was a great way growing up because I had really good morals growing up, and it gave me a really good baseline of just, like, being a good person and stuff. So... But it's never affected any of my jobs and stuff. I have people, and I'll check people a lot. Like, that's the only thing that I will be confidently check people on, and I'm not even a part of it. Like, it's just, that's my family is all that, and you're not going to talk down on people who are separate from the religion or things that the religion does, because every religion has a bad backstory in one way.
Oh, of course,
another.
yeah.
So,
of course.
Yeah, but it hasn't affected my jobs or anything like that.
That's good, bro. What's the next, like, dream... I don't want to say artist, but what's a brand that seems out of touch but you hope to one day work with?
Brand? I honestly don't. I'm not really sure about a brand.
Or like individual if it's their own brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also you have your own merch coming out.
Yeah, I
Like,
do
do you
my own
plan on
merch.
going hard with content to promote your own merch, just like you do with YoungLA and stuff like that?
I'll probably do like one video and stuff, but I'm probably not gonna go crazy with it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's something that's just an attachment to who I am. So that's why I'm like calling it more of like a merch clothing brand type of thing, because
It's got your face on it.
yeah, it's got my face on it. Yeah. But
Definitely your merch.
I want to expand into stuff that like doesn't, like, it'll say like DXC Collective, but it won't be. I want it to be separated from my name later on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
But
That's
it's
what
like
I'm. That's my
DXC
issue too.
Collective.
Yeah.
Like DXC Collective can be not me. It can
Yeah.
just be like something.
I want to create, because obviously like it says LT, but like I want to eventually make stuff that's just like cool shirt.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't have to know what this is.
For sure.
It's hard to like detach your name from it. That's what I'm trying to. I'm gonna get there eventually too, but right now I just keep throwing LT on everything.
I was asking about this earlier, but
Look at the library
you're enjoying being in Utah right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know we talk a lot about it on the podcast. We always say, you know, get outside your comfort zone, you know, go to a city where people are doing things, but you're finding good success and a good rhythm where you're at. Like, is there any pressure that you feel to get to some of the bigger cities, or do you feel like you're pretty confident where you're at right now?
The most pressure I feel is everybody telling me to move to a big city.
Right.
But I feel like,
Been there, bro.
yeah, no, everybody, bro. Every time I come out here, everybody's like, yo, why aren't you out here? Like, dude, you do so much out here. And,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm in a pretty like different situation than most people though, because like with Max, I'm able to remotely work, and I've built relationships with all of the brands that he works with,
Yeah.
and then they've connected me with other brands. So I'm like never dry with work, and I'm not bored of it yet. So
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel like work.
it doesn't
You're
feel
still
like
doing
work
something you're
still.
passionate about.
Yeah.
That's great, bro.
But
I'm
like,
gonna
if I
the
get
library.
bored, I'll move. Moving is just fun. It's like cool.
Yeah. And
New
you're
people.
lucky enough that you have the freedom to
Yeah.
do that, bro. You know, like I love that I'm able to kind of pick up when I want and go somewhere. But obviously, I still work for YoungLA, but it's that like freedom that we created for ourselves. It's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Is there a country or city that you would love to visit?
Iceland.
Yeah.
Iceland.
I feel like crazy Ed in Iceland.
Yeah, dude, I was just talking. I want to do that. I
That's
want to
so
get. I want to
sick.
get out there.
Fucking mask through a polar bear's mouth. Fucking fire. All right, so this part of the
They're
pod we go
polar bears? I
live.
don't even know.
We let
Oh,
someone
yeah,
join,
sweet.
and they get to ask you a question.
Are you live right now?
Dope.
Yeah,
All right, hold up. It's not showing up for me yet.
dude, IG was fucking down yesterday
I
For
saw
the
that.
for Jay's.
during the pod though, so
Oh,
we
during
couldn't
the
go live,
pod.
and it was so
Jeez.
fucking frustrating. Because I thought it was the Wi-Fi. I'm like, what the fuck,
Never know
bro?
what the question could have been though. Something ridiculous.
Fuck you, Jay. Like, he's a fucking
Ruined
hater.
The whole thing. I've
Yo.
never met a Jay Cutler hater. Have
Bro.
you
Dude,
met a
I've
hater?
never met it. Oh, for me.
For you, yeah. Like met a hater, not just received a message.
Met a
You got
hater.
haters, bro?
Yeah, I have met one hater, but
Damn.
I separated
Yo.
myself from him because I would have
Knocked him out.
It was
That's
a,
crazy.
It was a complex situation.
That's insane. Getting all right, we'll talk about it after
Someone
the
join.
live. That's insane. Hate to your face is
You got haters, bro?
crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's
wild.
insane. Was he drunk or she? I don't know if it was a girl.
It was a dude. Man, you told me I ain't gonna hit a girl. You trying to get me?
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know the situation. Where were you at?
Dude, I was at a gym. It was just, it's somebody who, I don't know, he's not important enough to talk about.
Get fucked. He's
Yo.
watching right now. He's like, I hate that guy, dude. Live has ended, bro.
What's good, dude?
It says live has ended.
Not much.
What are you doing? How you been, bro?
Yeah, good.
Wait. I forgot where you're at. Canada?
Are you on live right now?
In Australia, bro.
Oh, Australia, bro.
Hell yeah.
You know Drew?
What's poppin'?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you
This is the guy.
You got a question for Drew?
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to get this. It's not on.
Yeah.
With you shooting, bro, what kind of content do you see yourself going down? Like, do you want to go movie, film, or just keep with, like, the fitness kind of content?
I definitely want to expand for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
'Cause
huh?
I could see the potential, like, you got, like, a lot of good potential, like, LT.
Where do you think I should go? Is he froze?
You frozen, bro?
Sounds like film. Sounds like he thinks you should do some more like
Yeah.
feature length stuff, like
Yo.
a bigger production.
Dude, what's going on with this live today, bro?
Dude, Instagram.
Oh, well, that was the question.
Instagram's
So.
bugging. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can answer the question.
Yeah.
Flynn, here it is. Here's your answer.
I guess we kind of talked about that a little bit. I think like the self-documentary would be dope. But in the next little while, I definitely want to go to the music scene. I want to do some music festival recaps, stuff like that. But I don't know if I go into film because whenever there's like too many people, it just kind of gets too. Yeah.
I see that.
Because
kind of like having one subject or like one location type thing.
And like with just like a smaller team, I feel like is dope. Because that's how the dude that does the like Toyota, Nissan, stuff like that, he works with like 4 people.
Really?
But they do all these huge projects.
You're talking about TV commercials?
Yeah, he does like TV commercial stuff.
Damn.
But they like aren't like, it's like different. It's sick. But yeah, no, that would be dope to have like a smaller team, but I don't think I'll go into like movies. Yeah, too many people.
The thing that's cool about sitting down and talking with people like yourself is, and I know people probably say it all the time that you're young and all this, but it's gonna be awesome to listen to this back when you're like 30 and you are just full on into whatever is going on. And like you said, you don't know where you're gonna be or what you're gonna be doing, but obviously we see the vision right now, and you're only gonna get better and do more things and meet more people. And so I'm really interested to see where you land. And
yeah, this was dope, bro. Seriously, just the checklist by itself, like seeing that, I don't know about you, it's motivating for me to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes me kind of not second guess, but like think about, damn, like what do I really want to do? You know, like, I want to start planning it out more, like having actual goals, because then you could take those little steps every day to get to where you want to be.
It's just like whenever you just have like little steps. That was my problem with. I mean, like with 75 Hard, for example, you're doing these things every day, and then you know you'll be accomplished at the end, and that's the goal. And then it's like, if you just have little steps, it makes it way more enjoyable because, like, you know you're going to reach something. You have something in mind. Yeah,
it's little, and that's so big to have these little in-between goals as well, because I feel like it's human nature to feel like you're accomplishing something, you're making progress. And so being able to physically check off, hey, I accomplished this goal that I set 2 months ago or 2 years ago, that just allows you to be like confident moving forward and saying, I'm actually accomplishing something. So if you don't have goals set for yourself, I feel like just time passes by and you don't feel like you're making progress, but you may be, you're just not, you don't have any goals set for yourself. So I think that's
kind of like when prep's over, you know, when you're working so hard for something.
Yeah.
And then you're in this like weird, like, wait, what am I working towards now?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. Cool, seriously, like this was dope to hear.
Yeah, this is
like, I know, man. Like, I'm sure Harry was even texting me. He was like, yo, like, give me 3 facts about Drew.
I gotta know something, man.
No, but it's cool because people know you. Obviously, they know what you do, but they don't know you.
Yeah.
They don't know how this started, how you got here, what your goals are, and all that. So podcasts are special, bro. And the fact you're 19 and we have this documented on YouTube forever, like we could look back at this and
this better make your autobiography, bro.
Oh yeah,
this
dude, like
video,
this
little VHS over it, like little reverb, like it's back in the day, back in 2023. But
we probably have like some 20K vision by then. This will look like VHS.
It's fucking AI, bro.
That's the thing that's so dope about this, though, is like even if you don't know anything about you going into this, I know listening to this back, you gotta like you can take 1, 2, 3 things to help you get to that next level. So
100%.
Yeah, when you consume content like this, just keep your mind open, and you never know. Even just that video you talked about, Time. Who's it by?
It's called Time. It's by Ollie Ritchie.
If you check that out, maybe you'll find the inspiration, and that's gonna me too. That's gonna start your path, whatever that may be. So
yeah, bro.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, seriously, bro. We end every pod with the same question. What does leaving a legacy mean to you, and what do you want your legacy to be?
I think it's honestly at the end of the day just inspiring other people, and I just want to have something that I can leave behind and people will take from it and create art based off of stuff that they took from me. Like, and I want a family. I want a family that can also continue my legacy, whatever that legacy ends up really being. But
I like that.
Yeah, I think my number one thing, if I want to leave with everybody knowing, is your attitude reflects your reality. And that is the greatest thing. I write it down every day as my affirmation. But wherever you are, your attitude reflects your reality. That's all.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Don't need to add anything after that.
That's a mic drop right there.
Cool.
I'm not going to drop this mic, though. It's very cool. But Drew, appreciate you coming on, bro. This was an incredible episode. Harry,
thank you guys for
any last words?
Yeah. No, man. This has been great.
Great pod.
We'll see you guys episode 50.
Yeah, like, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, leave a review. Helps out a lot. Follow Drew on all his platforms. YouTube. He's got fucking...
What's your Instagram?
Drew X Cronin on everything except for YouTube. It's just Drew Cronin.
Yeah, website, everything. Go check him out. Drop it in the description. But See you guys in episode
54.
Yeah, 54 with special guest.
Yes.
Who the fuck knows?
All right, peace, guys.
Peace.